Oh. Haha. Okay. Framing the shot. It's Ninja here, as per usual. And today I just want to talk about something, nonchalant. And, talk to you about stuff. Because why not? Right? This is kind of like a movie review. It should be spoiler free for the most part. Because those of you who are not retarded have probably seen Disney movies at this point in time. And, yeah. A couple things. One, if you don't know already, my fiance is obsessed with Beauty and the Beast. I mean, absolutely obsessed. It's her favorite movie of all time. She had to have the Blu-ray Ultimate Edition, which I was fine with, right? Totally cool. Not a big deal. Whatever. We went to go see it, and I didn't go in with high expectations. I either expected it to be like this copy and paste. God, I am awful at this. I'm sorry. I need a tripod. I'm also filming in a really weird place. Just because I have a white backdrop and it's easier that way. It's the only place with really good lighting. I'm getting sidetracked, and I'm probably going to put a marker halfway through this to where I'm actually talking about the movie. Yeah, or I can just cut to that, right? Nah. Let's talk Beauty and the Beast, right? So, the movie was excellent. Let's start by saying that. If I were to put a number on it, let's do out of 10, because 10 just seems like the best, and I am going to use decimal places. I would give it a 9.25. Almost a perfect movie. Granted, it wasn't a movie that blew my mind. Now, part of that is probably because I know the story of Beauty and the Beast. Nothing's really changed over the however many years, right? Honest to God, I'm being serious with you right now when I say I don't think I can do any spoilers here. Not because I'm going to ruin the movie, but... So basically, here it is, right? So, the movie was Beauty and the Beast, as you'd expect it to be. Same songs, everything that Beauty and the Beast ever was. It had phenomenal acting. All the actors were really on point. There was only one actor that bugged me, and it's for really dumb reasons, and I'll explain why when we get there. I went in seeing a picture of Lumiere and going, that's going to be dumb. Lumiere doesn't look like he does in the animation. And I totally thought that was going to be a buzzkill for me. And it turns out that is not the case. It was actually just really good. Lumiere looked really good. Cogsworth looked really good. The only couple of characters that I had issue with, I think, was Plumette. And in the animation, she was a lot different. It's weird. You'll have to watch it. She looks like a white dove, literally the whole movie, which is whatever. It was weird. The other thing that this movie did is it added some things, and there's a couple things it added that were really good. It added some songs that were very necessary, I believe, because of what the songs were in. They added, for instance, they added a prologue, so we understand what exactly happened. In Beauty and the Beast, it never showed us everything. It just showed kind of clips and bits as the narrator explained it. This showed everything. There were also just little things that added into the movie that were okay, so this is how their relationship develops. Because if you watch the animation, I know as a kid you were probably this is perfect. But if you watch it again as a grown-ass person, you'll be like, you know what? Yeah, their relationship escalates really quickly, and there's not a lot of scenes of how their relationship develops. So pacing. But this movie fixed that for a lot of issues. They don't just magically become in love. There is a point A to point B, and how they got there. It's the pacing was perfect. They slowed the movie down a little bit, gave you some more context, made the characters deeper than they were in the movies, and I get that it's a child's movie, so they didn't want it to be deep, but they did deepen the characters really well. They explain some things that, like, they explain how, I'm not going to spoil it, but they explain why Belle's mom isn't with them, which we never figured that out in the actual movie or the animation. And they also explain just a couple of things. I want to give a huge shout out to a couple of the actors. Obviously, I want to give a huge shout out to Emma Watson, and I also want to say, Emma Watson, please marry me. Please? No, really. I'm just kidding. I love Emma Watson. I think she's gorgeous. And I think she's a phenomenal actress. And I like how she's a feminist. She's a feminist in a non-Nazi way, which is kind of cool and kind of hot. Yeah. So another actor that was really amazing was Lumiere. And it's funny because going in, I had no idea Ian, however you say it, McGregor was in this movie, right? And as it went on, I'm like, Ian McGregor's Lumiere. And I was nudging Lindsay. I was like, hey, Ian McGregor's Lumiere. And she's like, I don't know who that is. I'm like, Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi. She's like, okay. And I guess she didn't get why it's a big deal. But if you've ever seen Moulin Rouge, which I would assume that most of you haven't, actually, now that I think about it. Moulin Rouge is a phenomenal musical that he's in. And he's actually been in a couple of musicals. And every time he's in one, he's really good. He has an amazing voice. Cogsworth was a little, I would like to say, less of a character in this. Lumiere kind of took over. And that's okay. Probably because Gandalf is old, and that's a thing, but, I mean, it wasn't bad at all. Chip was amazing. The kid who plays Chip, the young lady who plays Mrs. Potts, amazing. She did so good. Her voice was amazing. Everything. Piano, whoever plays the piano, whatever the piano's name is, I don't really remember. He was pretty good, and there's a little Easter egg there with the piano. Pay attention to the number of keys and teeth he has. That's all I'm going to say about that. You'll see a stark contrast. Keep this with a grain of salt. The Beast was really great while he was a beast. So, like, whoever played the Beast while he was a beast, which I believe is the same actor or whatever, or it was at least modeled after him, because I'm sure it was CG in some way. I don't think they did the full, like, get-up, like, full costume and everything. It was great. He did a phenomenal job as the Beast, and I liked it all the way through. I think the only issue I had with him, and this is what I was talking about earlier, is I didn't like him as a human. Like, I don't know, there's something about the guy. He just didn't look like the chemistry between him and Emma Watson was there. Movies out there, I'm sure that you've watched and you've been like, I don't like this for some reason, and I would bet it's because the two people just don't look like they'd ever be in the same room at the same time and be together. Like, don't get me wrong, I would like to believe Emma Watson's not that shallow, so yes, she would be in that room, but he just, I don't know, and I'm about to be super douchey right now, but when you see this man's thumb, like, it almost made me laugh in the middle of a very emotional scene. Like, this man's thumb is like the size of my freaking nose. No, it was the size of my nose. That was the only big qualm I had against it. Everything else was really good. Another thing that I would like to mention that's not really spoilery, but it might be considered a bit of a spoiler. So, along with the petals falling, as a petal falls, they become more and more less human, like all the objects and stuff. So they, like, for instance, the wardrobe, she falls asleep or can barely stay awake every time a petal drops. Like, it's harder for her to stay awake. Every time a petal drops, it makes it harder for Lumiere to walk around. Every time a petal drops, it makes the Beast kind of a little more irritable. Just stuff like that. It's really, really cool, and I like it. And another thing that they did to help set the tone and the environment a little bit was they did this thing where every time a petal fell, the castle started to fall apart as well. Something we didn't really see much of in the animation was what the conditions of the castle were in. Like in the animation, it kind of just seemed like the castle was in perfect kind of condition, almost. Yeah, I don't know. One thing that my fiance did point out that I would like to go ahead and just throw out there. Apparently, she said that in the animation, the Beast couldn't read. In the movie, he could read. I don't think that's a big deal. I think it actually adds to how they become closer. But she was a little iffy about it. So, I mean, I don't know. But that's why I said, like, other than the very last 10 minutes of the movie, or I guess the one scene of that movie, it was perfection. That one scene where he first transforms into a guy, it was just like, I'm not digging it. And it was mainly because of chemistry and all that good jazz. Anyways, this is way too long for what it was supposed to be. Hopefully I can cut this down and you guys can, digest this as you will. The movie is fantastic. I definitely suggest you go see it. I went on Tuesday. If you don't know, movie theaters tend to be half price on Tuesdays. You just check with your local movie theater. And if you're an AT&T customer, which I happen to be, you can actually do a deal through them so that you can get a buy one, get one free type deal with any movie theater pretty much around you. Really awesome. Suggest you take advantage of it. Other than that, have a wonderful day, guys. Glad you stopped by. Glad you decided to check out my movie review of Beauty and the Beast. And thank you for watching. All right. Bye-bye.